What's up, everybody? I've been tagged by one of my really good friends that I've known for about 3 years. His name is Carl. He has a YouTube channel called Frag Guy. I think it used to be called UK Frag Guy, but now it's just called Frag Guy. His name is Carl, and he's a fragrance reviewer, and he tagged me a few days ago. He did a video, and the video was about his signature scent and the story behind it about how it became his signature scent and why. And it was a really interesting story. I really liked that video. Um, as a matter of fact, I will link that video, his video, in the description so you can check him out. Um, but it was a really cool video, and he wanted to make that video into a tag. So he tagged me, and he also tagged another one of my friends that I've been friends with for about 3 years. His name is Matt. He has a YouTube channel called fragrancematt. I've known him for a long time too. As a matter of fact, I want to mention this. I wanted Matt to know this also because I don't think Matt knows this. Um, when I first joined the fragrance community mid 2018, he was one of the very first fragrance reviewers that I've ever watched. And I really liked watching him all the time, every time he come out with a video. He did one video that I don't know, it just like took my attention and just like it was Le Vetiver by Carbon. It was that video that he done that I watched. That was like I think that was one of the videos and one of the fragrance reviewers that influenced me to eventually become a fragrance reviewer myself. But I loved that video so much of that Le Vetiver by Carbon that Matt did that I immediately bought it. And I loved that fragrance so much, I ended up getting three, I think it was 75 ml bottles, I think. But I ended up getting three of those over the course of the next few months. And that was my very first video that I done was Le Vetiver by Carbon. That was my very first fragrance review, and that was almost exactly 3 years today. So actually, today is my 3 year anniversary of me doing fragrance reviews. So today is a really good day. Um, anyway, I got to thinking about the question about my signature scent, and I was like, well, I don't really have one because I have so many fragrances. I don't wear one all the time. I have so many fragrances, 200, well over 250 fragrances, that I rotate all my fragrances. I make sure that I wear all my fragrances. So I wear a different one every single day, and I wear all of them and come back around to the first one and just keep doing it. And it takes me a long, long, long time to do that. So I never thought I had a signature scent because I don't wear a specific one all the time. But the more I got to thinking about that, the more I realized that I actually do have a signature scent and didn't even realize it. And it doesn't have a really, really cool story behind it, really. But I'll tell you about it. In 1981, I smelled this fragrance, and at that time, it was the most beautiful fragrance I smelled in my entire life. I've never smelled anything like this fragrance. It was the first fragrance that made me go, wow, what is this? Previously, when I was a little kid growing up, I had the Pierre Cardin and I had the Canoe and I had Stetson and of course Old Spice and Brut, and all those fragrances mean a lot to me because I grew up with those fragrances. But in 1981, when I smelled this, it changed the way I thought about fragrances. This was the most beautiful fragrance, the most elegant, sophisticated fragrance that I've ever smelled. I actually didn't even think they made any men's colognes that smelled like this. I didn't back then. I never heard of Guerlain or Creed or any of those high end fragrances. This was the most high end fragrances that I thought this was top of the line. As a matter of fact, when I smelled this fragrance, I was like, this smells like something like a millionaire would wear, or a big, huge celebrity. This would be something that a big, huge celebrity or a millionaire would wear. Nothing else like this that I've ever imagined. It was so complex and it developed so well and it was so beautiful. And I was just like, wow. And it's never left my collection. I've had this in my collection every single day since 1981. Anybody want to guess what it is? Carl said that he probably knew what my signature scent was, but let's see if he was right. Are you right, Carl? Paul Sebastian, P.S. Fine Cologne. This is still, in 1981, I thought this was the most beautiful fragrance ever created, ever. I didn't think they even made a fragrance this beautiful in 1981. Well, you know something, today, with me having well over 250 fragrances, this is still one of the most beautiful fragrances that I've ever smelled in my entire life. It is. I'm not joking. I have like fragrances that cost like $500. And this is one of the most beautiful smelling fragrances I've ever smelled in my entire life. And it's just, you would have to smell it to understand. This is, to me, this is like a, it's like part barbershop. It's and part really musky floral that's got a little bit of powderiness to it, but it's very masculine. It's smooth, it's elegant, it's a little bit sweet. It blows my mind how beautiful this fragrance is. Um, and it's a shame that this isn't as popular as a lot of the other crap that's out there today. I think this is one of the most beautiful fragrances ever created. Really floral, manly floral, barbershop, musky, just beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And I love it. And this, after thinking about this, this has to be my signature scent. There could be no other signature scent besides this. Even some of the really expensive fragrances, niche fragrances I have today, they don't compare to this. A lot of them don't compare to this at all. So that is my signature scent. It's so beautiful. And I want to thank you, Carl, for tagging me hmm, because you made me realize that I do have a signature scent. And when I realized that it is Paul Sebastian that's my signature scent, it brought up all those memories since 1981 that I've had. I've had a lot of, I could tell a lot of stories about this, me and this, with everything that I've been through with this fragrance. I have a lot of stories, a lot of good stories, and a lot of good memories. I think I was wearing this when I met my first wife, as a matter of fact. So, a lot of good memories. So, thank you for tagging me. And I actually want to tag somebody too, so they can tell their story if they have the signature scent. His name is James. He's also a fragrance reviewer, of course. Um, he has a YouTube channel called Outlaw Frags. His name is James. I want to tag you, James. And if you have a signature scent, maybe you could tell us why it's your signature scent and if it has a story behind it. And I know your friend is Monique, and if she wants to actually do this with you, that would be cool. If she has a signature scent also, she can do it with you if she wants to. Anyway, I love you guys, and I will talk to you later. As a matter of fact, um, I'll put a link to this where you can get this really cheaply, inexpensively. I'll put a link to where you can get this if you're interested in the description also. Anyway, I love you guys, and man, I'll talk to you later.